iPad needs my face. Okay. So, who here has experienced the loss of their mother? So, in the intimate conversations I've started over the past weeks, it's as though I've been inducted into a sorority of sorrow, where the ache in my heart is the entry fee. Losing my mom has left a huge void in my life. It's like a part of me went with her when she passed. I never knew I could cry so much. And suddenly I understand her in a way I never did before. Every word she spoke, every decision she made, it all makes sense now. Writing her obituary felt like studying for a PhD in her life. Going through her belongings revealed why she cherished even the smallest mementos. And seeing her photos made me realize how stunning she was. Mother-daughter relationships, well, they're complex. And I used to judge her for her choices. But as I've grown, I've come to not only appreciate her unwavering love and support, but I need it every day of my life. Today is a celebration of our love story. My mom didn't just brag about me. She painted the picture of my life. And she held the key to my identity. Every day, she would weave stories about who I am and where I come from. She showered me with affection, telling me how she prayed for my beauty and marveled at my intelligence. And those of you who know her know I'm not even exaggerating. She instilled in me the belief that I could achieve anything that I set my mind to. And she always made sure to remind me that my beauty wasn't just skin deep. She was proud of the person I am inside and out, saying, "You make me so proud, Mija." I have only a pinhead of beauty compared to my mom. And what I judged her for in life, I suddenly admire her for in death. She lived by her moral compass, never wavering. She believed in seeing the good in people, helping others, and treating everyone equally. She had a unique way of connecting with babies and children, speaking to them in a childlike manner to understand and nurture their needs. I cherish countless memories with her, but there are a few that define us because I heard them almost daily for most of my life. She said as a baby, while I was still in my high chair, I used a napkin to keep my hands clean. And I still do that to this day. I turned my head to look at my grandpa through the window just a day after I was born, stealing his heart. And one time she found me playing in the closet. Kat and I talked about this the other day. And she's like, "Mija, what are you doing in here?" And I just said, "Playing." And even recently, we bonded over watching TikTok videos, sharing laughs, and enjoying each other's company. And our latest was, "I think I like this little life." So whether I was telling her stories or cracking jokes, she'd always laugh and say, "You're so funny, Mija." And I'd respond, "Only to you, Mom, because you get me." And this is funny, one of our funniest moments we had driving from Lubbock back to Dallas, I suddenly saw a sign that said, "Welcome to New Mexico." And I just kept saying, "Mom, Mom, Mom, Mom." She says, "Get Mija." I was like, "Mom, Mom, Mom." She's like, "Tell me, Mija." I was like, "We're in New Mexico." We're in New Mexico. She's like, "What?" She was just super chill about it. And she offered to drive because she could see I was clearly flustered. So as she floored it to get us back on track to Dallas, passing through Lubbock, right? She got pulled over by a state trooper, hauling butt, as we do in our family. And when she explained to him why she was speeding, she said he had to hold back his laughter and just let us off with a warning, because who could make such an airheaded mistake? But often we did that together. And she'd just say, "Child of mine," and she'd shake her head. Pardon me, I have to get a drink of water, sorry. One of the most profound moments was when I called her one night driving home from grad school in a complete meltdown, crying, saying, "I'm not smart enough for this." And while it was a long conversation, when she said, "If you weren't smart enough, they wouldn't have let you in." So when I was down and out, she didn't pity me. She empowered me. And she always knew just what to say to me to put life into perspective. And we have countless memories like those, and a lifetime of laughs. And the whole family remembers when Mom dropped the German chocolate cake on the floor, and Anthony, God rest his soul, said, "Now it's German carpet cake." And all the whole family laughed. It's one of our classics. And she stayed on me when she saw areas of my character that needed polishing. And the most important lesson that she'd been working on with me lately for years was that of faith, instilling in me not to worry and not to stress. And it just gave her great joy anytime that she could help me, because she knew how much I was helping her. She loved me so good. And anyone who looks at our pictures can see we've been in love since day one. So I put the lyrics to 2 songs on her remembrance card. I'll put it into context for you. The Wednesday after she died, I put on "I Think I Like This Little Life" because she had been listening to it on her phone. And after the song finished, I was yelling and crying, "Where are you? Mom, talk to me, Mom. Mom, why aren't you talking to me? I need you." And in my greatest grief, sorrow, and tears, I heard a lyric in the song playing, and I stopped to listen closer and immediately knew she was sending me a very clear message. The night she died, it was a full moon, March the 25th at 2 a.m. She fell asleep and she didn't wake up. The first line I heard was, "On the 4th of July." Now, get this. This is my mom. From the time I was very small, we watched fireworks in the boulevard on Circle Park, and Mom would she'd put me in her lap, and her chest and my back was here, and she'd lean into me, whispering in my ear, "Look, Mija, those are for you. The fireworks are for your birthday." For those of you who don't know, my birthday's on the 5th of July. Every year she'd say that to me. So I grew up with the notion that all 4th of July fireworks are for me. And I always felt so special inside, and to this day, I still do. Also, for many, 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 many years, she tried to prepare me for her death. I know that it was hard for you to hear in the video, but she's talking to me about dying and what I'm going to do when she's gone. So she tried to prepare me for that, almost like she knew it would devastate me. And she'd say, "We're all going to die, Mija." And I'd say, "I know, Mom. I'll be all right. I won't cry." Then the next lyric I heard in the song was, "Did you get enough love, my little dove?" And I knew my agony had pierced all dimensions, and we were talking. So I yelled out, crying, "Yes, Mom, I got so much love." She was always so concerned for my peace after her death that she didn't want me to make any decisions for the funeral. And then I felt like she acknowledged the only one tough decision I had to make after her death. A few hours later, the funeral home called and asked if I wanted to embalm her. And I don't even know if she was still in the house or gone, but I was like, I don't even know what that means. What does that even mean? And after he discussed it, I just chose to leave her natural as she would have wanted. Hence the closed casket. The next acknowledgement was the dragonfly reference. And by the way, you're about to hear this song, and that's why I'm explaining it to you, which is our logo for my business education course that's set to launch on her birthday, June 10th. Plus, it's a divine tie between Danielle and I. And finally, she affirms me to live my life to the fullest. It's in the song lyrics, and she encouraged me to live life to the fullest every day of my life. My mom loved me so much. But the one thing that gave me the most pain after her passing was thinking, now that she's gone, who's going to be the keeper of my life? Who's going to be the storyteller of my life? But do you know what my mom did? My precious, loving, thoughtful mother. She recently went through my pictures, which is in that album back there, my baby pictures and all of my life pictures. And she wrote notes to me. Can you believe that? How did she know what I would need? So this week, as I assembled the photo albums so that I could share them with you, I decided to write notes back to her. And what I had asked her 2 weeks ago in her house after she passed, I was looking through pictures. I was like, "Mom, I don't even know if this is me or you." And on many of the pictures on the back, she wrote, "Is this me or you?" So we're both having a hard time telling ourselves the difference between ourselves and our pictures. But what a beautiful surprise gift she left me to find. Her home was her 40-year sanctuary, her independence. It was part of our identity, and people ask me, what caused her illness? Who really knows? But I think it's a combination of traumatic brain injury and emotional trauma, domestic violence. 1 in 3 women are victims, and yet it's the women embarrassed to talk about it or seek help. That's an advocacy area I aim to tackle, as I too am a survivor. No more victim blaming. And despite of, or because of, her life struggles, she remained a kind, caring, loving, joyful, funny woman, sister, Thea, friend. But I think you'd agree the role where she shined was the role of my mom. Mom and I would like to thank our family for their support during her death. My friends, Chris and Nancy, who held me down the first couple of weeks, and my friend Stacy, who flew in from Paris, and her mom, who flew in from Minneapolis to give me mom hugs and mom love, which I needed a lot of. And finally, no words. And I want to thank all of you that showed up today. Thank you. And finally, no words can describe my love for Danielle. Thank you, Danielle, for designing the beautiful informal announcement, designing the remembrance cards. Aren't they gorgeous? They're gorgeous. And the photo collages in the back, and the photos up here. But mostly I want to thank Danielle for the beautiful video tribute to my mom's life, and she just captured the essence of my mom to a T. She just did that yesterday. Thank you, Danielle. So mother-daughter relationships are complex. And despite the complexity, I'd give anything to redo my life, to show my mom more love, give her more hugs and kisses, and tell her how much I appreciate the mom she was to me. She didn't do it all perfectly, but in her death, her life is crystal clear to me. That she lived her life to make mine better. I'm all the best parts of my mom, and she was an excellent example of what a human should be, and I know she is watching me saying, I'm so proud of you, Mija. And to that I say, I'm so proud of you, Mom. It was a privilege being your daughter, and I love you.